You know, I've learned something over the years. Sometimes the loudest voice in the room is the weakest one. Everybody wants to talk. Everybody wants to be heard. Everybody wants to prove themselves. But let me tell you, life doesn't reward noise. It rewards patience. It rewards discipline. It rewards faith. When you stay silent, you can hear things others miss. You can see opportunities that others overlook. You can grow in ways that only patience allows. Silence is not weakness. It's strength under control. It's knowing that you don't have to chase what's already meant for you. I'm not telling you to sit back and do nothing. I'm telling you to focus on your work, your craft, your character. Because when you do that, when you trust the process and keep your faith strong, everything will come to you naturally. The power of silence is something I didn't always understand when I was younger. I thought strength was about being heard, about being the loudest in the room, about letting everyone know who you are and what you're capable of. But life has a way of teaching you lessons you don't learn in classrooms. It humbles you. It breaks you down sometimes. And in those moments, you start to realize that silence can be more powerful than noise. You start to understand that you don't always need to respond. You don't always need to argue. And you don't always need to prove yourself. There's a strength that comes when you learn how to stay still, how to stay quiet, and how to let things unfold in their own time. For me, silence became a teacher. When I stayed quiet, I learned to listen. I learned to listen not only to other people, but to God, to the little voice inside me that guided me when I didn't have all the answers. When you stop talking all the time, you can hear direction. You can hear wisdom. You can hear when it's time to move and when it's time to wait. The world is full of distractions, full of people shouting, full of noise. If you don't learn how to silence that noise and find your own center, you'll end up lost in it. Silence helped me build clarity. It helped me understand that not every battle is mine to fight. Not every opinion needs my answer. And not every situation needs my reaction. There were times in my career where people doubted me. They didn't think I was good enough. They didn't think I would make it. And I could have wasted energy trying to convince them otherwise. I could have shouted back, tried to prove myself with words, but I learned something. People don't remember what you say, they remember what you do. Silence taught me that actions will always speak louder. When you're focused on your craft, when you put in the work day after day, when you're consistent, even when no one's watching, you don't need to announce it. Your results will speak. Your growth will show. Your silence becomes your proof. But silence isn't just about holding your tongue. It's about mastering your spirit. It's about choosing peace over chaos. It's about refusing to let negativity pull you into its storm. I've seen too many people lose themselves because they felt they had to respond to everything, defend themselves against everyone, or prove their worth every single day. That's exhausting. It takes away your energy, your focus, your peace of mind. But when you stay silent, when you learn to let go of that urge to always respond, you protect yourself. You create space inside to stay calm, to stay focused, and to keep building quietly. Some of the biggest breakthroughs in my life came when I wasn't chasing them. They came when I stayed silent, kept working, kept praying, and let life unfold. See, silence is also faith. It's trusting that you don't need to control everything, that you don't need to force everything, that what's meant for you will find you. When you stay quiet and steady, you allow God to move in your life. You let blessings flow without getting in the way. That's why I say silence has power. It's not just about what you hold back. It's about what you gain. You gain wisdom. You gain peace. You gain patience. And all of that allows the right things to come to you naturally. So when I tell you to stay silent, I'm not telling you to be weak. I'm not telling you to avoid hard work. I'm not telling you to sit in the corner and do nothing. I'm telling you to stay disciplined. I'm telling you to focus on what matters. I'm telling you to let your actions make the noise for you. Because life will test you, people will doubt you, and the world will always be loud. But if you can hold on to your silence, if you can trust yourself and trust God, everything you're working for, everything you're praying for, everything you've been waiting for, it will come. And when it does, it will come naturally because you didn't force it. You didn't chase it. You didn't waste energy proving yourself. You stayed silent, and your silence became your strength. Patience is something I had to learn the hard way. When I was young, I thought everything had to happen right away. I thought success was supposed to be instant. That if I didn't make it tomorrow, maybe I wasn't meant for it at all. But life taught me something different. It taught me that the things that truly matter take time. You don't rush greatness. You don't force destiny. You allow it to unfold the way it was designed. Just like a seed doesn't become a tree overnight, your dreams don't turn into reality just because you want them to. They need time, care, and faith. And that's where patience comes in. I remember moments in my career when I thought about giving up. Times when rejection after rejection made me wonder if I had chosen the right path. I would walk out of auditions with nothing but doubt in my heart, wondering if maybe the door I was knocking on was never meant to open. But something inside me told me to wait, to keep working, to trust that if I stayed ready, the opportunity would eventually show up. And it did, but only because I was patient enough to endure the silence before the breakthrough. You see, patience isn't about sitting still and doing nothing. It's about doing your work every single day and having the faith to let the results come in their own time. Too many people quit right before the blessing arrives. Too many people lose their faith just before the door opens. What I've learned is this: life will test you, it will push you, it will try to make you give up. But if you can stand firm and wait with patience, everything you've been working for will show up. Not when you want it to, but when it's supposed to. Think about nature. A tree doesn't rush its growth. It doesn't wake up one morning demanding to be tall. It grows quietly, silently, day by day, until one day it stands strong and unshakable. That's what patience does for you. It builds you slowly, in silence, until one day you realize you've become exactly what you were meant to be. That's why you don't force life. You don't chase after what's already yours. You prepare yourself, you do your part, and you trust that in the right time, it will come to you. There were seasons in my life where I wanted to shout, where I wanted to demand answers, where I wanted to see the results of all my effort right then and there. But the truth is, if I had received success too early, I wouldn't have been ready for it. I wouldn't have appreciated it. I wouldn't have been able to carry the weight that comes with it. Patience not only prepares you for success, it shapes you into the kind of person who can sustain it. Because success is not just about getting there, it's about staying there. And without patience, you will lose it as fast as you gained it. I've seen people rush. I've seen people try to take shortcuts. And I've seen them fall apart because they weren't ready. I didn't want that to be me. I didn't want temporary success. I wanted something that would last. And the only way to build something that lasts is to build it slowly, brick by brick, day by day, with patience. So if you're sitting there right now, wondering why things aren't happening fast enough for you, let me remind you, patience is part of the process. Every delay is not a denial. Every setback is not the end. Sometimes God is just teaching you to wait. teaching you to trust him, teaching you to prepare for what's coming, because what's meant for you will never miss you. But you've got to be willing to wait for it. Patience brings natural growth. It allows you to evolve into the person who can handle what you've been asking for. Don't rush the journey. Don't compare your timing to anyone else's. Your story is your own, and your breakthrough exactly when it's supposed to. Trust that. Believe in that. Work in silence, and let your patience lead you to the place you were always meant to be. You know, people always want to talk. They want to tell you what they're going to do, how great they're going to be, how successful their future looks. I've seen it my whole life. Actors, athletes, people in every walk of life, a dream, talking about the plan, talking about what they're about to do. And I learned a long time ago, words are cheap. Anybody can say they're going to make it. Anybody can stand on a stage or post online and talk about success. But what separates the dreamers from the doers is one thing: action. Because when you step back, when you stay quiet, and you put your head down and work, your actions start to speak a language no words can ever replace. When I was younger, I didn't always know where I was headed. I didn't have everything figured out. But one thing I did know: I couldn't afford to waste time talking about what I was going to do. I had to do it. When I got rejected, when I failed auditions, when doors closed on me, I couldn't go around telling everybody how unfair it was or how bad I wanted it. That wasn't going to change anything. What did change things was getting back up, walking into another audition, studying harder, putting in more hours. And you know what? People noticed. Not because I told them to, not because I demanded respect, but because the work, the discipline, the consistency, it spoke for me. That's what I want you to understand. You don't have to defend yourself to everybody who doubts you. You don't have to explain your vision to people who can't see it. You don't have to beg anybody to believe in your dream. Just go to work. Keep showing up. Keep doing what others quit on. Because one day your results will stand in the room long before you ever say a word. There were times when I was laughed at, doubted, pushed aside, but silence was my ally. I didn't clap back. I didn't get into arguments. I didn't waste time proving myself with words. I let the work prove it for me. And that's the thing. When you focus on action, not chatter, life opens doors for you. People can doubt your words, but they can't deny your results. They might not like you. They might not understand you, but they can't ignore what you've built, what you've accomplished. And let me tell you something. Action doesn't just speak to others. It speaks to you. It builds confidence. It builds faith. Every time you do what you said you were going to do, every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen that foundation inside. You don't need applause. You don't need recognition. You already know you're walking in the right direction because you've got proof. You've got results, even if they're small at first. That's why silence is powerful. When you're silent, you're not wasting your breath convincing others. You're conserving your energy for the work that matters. You're putting it into practice, into discipline, into growth. Think about it. The sun doesn't announce that it's rising, but every morning it lights up the whole world. That's how your life can be. Quiet, but undeniable. The truth is, the people who talk the most often do the least. And the ones who seem the quietest, the most focused, they're usually the ones building something great. You want to be the person who doesn't need to tell the world what you're about to do. You want to be the person who lets success introduce you. Because when that happens, you don't have to say a thing. The results will walk in the room before you. The respect will follow naturally. So if you feel overlooked, if you feel ignored, Don't waste time trying to prove yourself to people. Don't get caught up in arguments. Don't let your pride push you into empty words. Instead, double down on your actions. Build something so solid, so undeniable, that the same people who doubted you have no choice but to respect you. That's been my journey. I didn't need to shout it. I didn't need to post it. I didn't beg anybody to see me. I just kept moving, kept working, kept preparing for the moment opportunity knocked. And when it did, I was ready. That's how everything came to me, naturally, through discipline and through action. Because at the end of the day, words fade, but results remain. Inner peace is something I had to learn the hard way. You see, when you come up in this business, in life, everybody wants a piece of you. Everybody's got an opinion. Everybody's got advice. Everybody's got something to say. And for a long time, I thought I had to respond to all of it. I thought I had to explain myself, prove myself, fight back. But the truth is that noise never stops. The more you feed it, the louder it gets. What changed my life was learning how to be silent, how to guard my peace, how to protect my spirit. Because when you lose your inner peace, you lose everything. Peace isn't about what's happening around you. It's about what's happening inside of you. I've been in rooms filled with applause, cameras flashing, people screaming my name, and still felt empty, still felt anxious, still felt like I had to keep running. And I've also been in quiet moments, at home with my family, sitting with my Bible, or just reflecting alone, and felt stronger than I ever did on any stage. That's when I realized peace doesn't come from people. It doesn't come from fame, money, or recognition. Peace comes from being aligned with who you are, with your purpose, with God. That's what gives you strength. When you stay silent, you take the power back. You stop letting the world pull you in every direction. You stop answering every critic, every doubter, every voice that wants to distract you. Silence is self-control. It's discipline. It's choosing not to waste energy where it doesn't matter. There's strength in being unbothered. There's strength in knowing that not every battle deserves your presence. Some fights you win by not stepping into the ring at all. People mistake silence for weakness, but silence is wisdom. Silence is focus. Silence is protection. When you don't respond to every insult, when you don't chase after every opportunity just because it looks shiny, when you don't get up in gossip or arguments, you conserve your energy for the things that truly matter. That's how you build something lasting. That's how you keep your balance when the world is trying to knock you down. I'll be honest with you. I've lost peace before. I've let ego get in the way. I've let pride push me to say things I didn't need to say, to prove something I didn't need to prove. And every single time, I walked away feeling drained, feeling weaker, not stronger. But when I learned to hold my tongue, to stay still, to pray, to wait, that's when I found real power. That's when doors opened for me that I didn't even knock on. That's when I realized peace is not passive, it's active. It's a choice you make every single day. You have to protect your peace like it's treasure, because it is. People will try to steal it with negativity, with doubt, with drama. The world will test you with setbacks, delays, disappointments. But if you hold on to your peace, if you don't let the storms outside control the calm inside, you become unstoppable, because nothing can move you when you're grounded in peace. I don't care how talented you are, how much money you make, how much success you achieve. If you don't have peace, you don't have anything. And I promise you this, once you master the art of silence, once you learn to stand strong without saying a word, once you learn that you don't need to clap back, you don't need to rush, you don't need to beg, life will feel lighter. You'll see clearer. You'll feel stronger. because your power won't come from the world. It will come from within. And here's the beautiful part. When you have inner peace, you attract the right people, the right energy, the right opportunities. You don't chase them. They come to you because people are drawn to calm. They're drawn to strength. They're drawn to someone who knows who they are and doesn't need to prove it with noise. That's when everything starts to come naturally. That's when life aligns. That's when you can walk into any room, any situation, any challenge, and still remain grounded. So if you take anything from me, take this: protect your peace. Stay silent when the world expects you to react. Trust yourself. Trust God, and let your actions speak louder than your words. Because real strength isn't found in noise. It's found in peace. And when you master that, nothing and no one can shake you. When I talk about staying silent and letting everything come naturally at the heart of it, I'm really talking about trusting God's timing. You see, in this life, you can push, you can force, you can fight and scream, but at the end of the day, what's meant for you is already written. And the more you try to rush it, the more you try to grab it before it's time, the more frustrated you become. I've learned in my own journey that when you step back, when you humble yourself, when you keep doing the work and let God open the doors, life unfolds in ways you couldn't even imagine. Silence is not about doing nothing. It's about surrendering the things you cannot control and putting your energy into the things you can. When I was young, I wanted everything fast. I wanted to prove myself. I wanted people to recognize me. I wanted my career to take off. But God doesn't operate on our time. He operates on His time. And I had to learn that the waiting season is not wasted time. It's preparation. It's shaping. It's God making sure that when the blessing comes, you'll be strong enough to handle it. Sometimes silence means being okay with not having all the answers right now. It means trusting that the answers are on the way, even if you can't see them yet. There were moments in my life when I thought I was ready for success, but looking back, I realized I wasn't. I would have mishandled it. I would have let pride take over. I would have lost myself. And so God kept me silent. He kept me in the background. He kept me working when nobody was watching, so that when the time came, I would be grounded. I would be ready. That silence wasn't punishment, it was protection. Some of you don't realize that right now. You think God is holding you back, but He's really holding you together. He's building you in the dark so you don't break in the light. And that's the beauty of trusting God's timing. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to chase it. You don't have to shout about it. You just keep doing your work faithfully, and what is yours will come to you. Naturally, no amount of noise can make it come faster. No amount of silence can keep it away. It comes when the time is right, and only then. I've seen people who couldn't be still, who couldn't stay silent, who tried to force doors open before they were ready. And when they got what they wanted, it destroyed them. But I've also seen people who stayed the course, who trusted the silence, who kept their heads down, working, praying, believing. And when the door opened for them, they walked through it with strength and with peace. That's the difference between rushing your time and respecting God's time, you see. Silence teaches you humility. It teaches you patience. It teaches you faith. It tells you that the world doesn't revolve around your voice, that you don't need to constantly announce yourself, because your work, your character, your faith will do that for you. And when it does, you won't have to prove anything to anyone. The fruit will be visible. The results will speak. And people will say, "How did it happen?" And the only answer you'll have is, "It came naturally." So when I say stay silent, I don't mean sit idle. I don't mean stop dreaming or stop working. Stop worrying. Stop fighting battles that aren't yours to fight. Stop forcing things that are already on the way. Put your energy into your discipline, your growth, your preparation, and let God handle the timing. You may not understand it now, but one day you'll look back and realize why it had to take the time it did, why you had to wait, why you had to be silent. Because the silence is where faith is tested. It's where you decide whether you truly believe that what's meant for you cannot pass you by. And if you can hold on through that silence, if you can keep working, keep believing, keep trusting, then everything you are waiting for will come. And it will come naturally without you breaking yourself to get it. That's not just my story. It's the truth of life. Trust God's timing, stay silent, and let your destiny unfold exactly when it's supposed to.